duty of the general evaluator is to introduce his task team. If you're new in Toastmasters, task means the timer, the counter, and the one we call the grammar police, the grammarian. To begin with, I'll start with my timer. Would you like to know who my timer is? Please, let's bring up my timer on screen, please. Thank you very much. My timer is a microbiologist and a data analyst. She is a member of the Pecten Toastmasters Club with the pathway presentation mastery. Her hobby, watching movies, traveling, and listening to music. Wow, these are things one to see in the world. Mahatma Gandhi. Please help me welcome these beautiful Toastmasters, Toastmaster Lydia Adaku Ekwedike, our timer. Take it away, Madam Timer.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. And good evening, Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening.
I am Lydia, as rightly introduced, your timer for today's meeting. And my job is to help every speaker deliver their speech within the time allotted for that particular speech. So I'll be timing all the speeches and every event in this meeting, starting from the prepared speeches, the table topic session, and the evaluation session. And I'll be using different colors of time cards displayed at my background to show the time remaining for each speaker to deliver their speech. So for the prepared speeches, for today, we have two custom speeches. First, the first speech is slated for 3 to 4 minutes, and the second is slated for 10 to 12 minutes. For the first speech, at 3 minutes, you will see a green card displayed on my background like so. I don't know if you see that. Yeah, exactly. You will see a green card displayed at my background like so. And at 3 minutes, 30 seconds, you see a yellow background like so. And at 4 minutes, you will see a red background like so. For the second speech, slated for 10 to 12 minutes, at 10 minutes, you see a green card. At 11 minutes, you see a yellow card. And at 12 minutes, you will see a red card. And each speaker, once the red card is displayed, you have the grace of 30 seconds to round up with your speech. The table topic session is slated to last 1 to 2 minutes. So at 1 minute, you see the green card. 1 minute, 30 seconds, you see the yellow card. And at 2 minutes, you will see the red card. And you have 30 seconds to round up with that speech. For the evaluation session, the manual speech evaluation is slated to last 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, you see the green card. At 2 minutes, 30 seconds, you see the yellow card. And at 3 minutes, you see the red card. And for other reports, except the grammarian's report and the GE's reports, these other reports are slated for 1 to 2 minutes. So at 1 minute, you see the green card. At 1 minute, 30 seconds, you see the yellow card. And at 2 minutes, you see the red card. And the speaker has exactly 30 seconds to round up with the speech. And finally, the table topic evaluation is slated to last 4 to 6 minutes. And at 4 minutes, the green card will be displayed. At 5 minutes, the yellow card will be displayed. And at 6 minutes, the red card will be displayed. So at the end of the meeting, I will come back to show and to tell everyone how well we did with time in this meeting. So let's sit back and enjoy our time in today's meeting. Thank you, and it's back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Madam Timer, for that prudence in describing your role as a timer. That was very detailed. If you miss that, maybe you don't appreciate the currency of time. They say time is a currency, and time will tell if you know how to use this currency right in this meeting. The next on my tag team, I'd like to call on the grammarian, yet another lady, a communication strategist, member of the Pecten Toastmasters Club, in the part innovative planning. Learning, researching, and eating are her hobbies. Well, that goes well together. I'm looking at you're researching, you're learning, and then you're munching on some nibbles. Her favorite quote, everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end, by John Lennon. Now I'd like to take that again. Everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. That's more like saying, time heals all wounds. Help me welcome our grammarian for today's Toastmasters, Tobiloba Elizabeth Akinmolua. I hope I did justice to the name. Over to you, Madam Grammarian.
Thank you very kindly, Mr. General Evaluator, for that candid introduction. Today, as a grammarian for today's meeting, my role is to introduce the word of the day. I will watch out for exceptional use of those words and exceptional use of expressions in English language. Then after the meeting, I'll come back to give my grammarian's report. For the word of the day today is beholden. It's pronounced beholden, meaning to be indebted to someone or to owe someone thanks in return for help or a service. Examples: I am beholden to my friend for helping me. Another example will be, she felt beholden to her mentor for paying her club dues. Synonyms: indebted, grateful, appreciative. Remember, beholden is the word of the day. So take it away, and it's back to you, the General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Madam Grammarian. Well, what she did not tell you is that she is the grammar police. Aside the use of the word of the day, she'll also look out for the right usage of grammar and tenses. Isn't that right, Madam Grammarian?
Very correct.
Yes. Thank you. Well, yet another lady. I am beholden to this club for putting me, this gentleman, in the midst of three beautiful ladies to work with. Next on my list is the counter. She is the designer, procurement officer, business developer, member of the Pecten Toastmasters Club, Presentation mastery is her part. She loves reading, swimming, writing, creating graphic design, and her favorite quote, until rhymes become legends, rise and rise, Robin Hood, that this lady is in for some adventure as an accountant. Help me welcome Toastmaster Awadi Melekna Emanuela Felix. Toastmaster Awadi Melekna Emanuela Felix.
Okay, good evening. Masters and guests. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I must say, I'll be the art counter for today to sing and sounds that the speaker used as a pause filter at the end of the meeting. I'll listen to give feedback on words that are overused, for instance, wall, but, so, you know, and etc. In addition, I will listen to filter sounds, for instance, or, and the rest of it. I'll also note when words or a phrase is repeated. For instance, I, or this means that, and such like. At the end of the meeting, I'll give feedback on numbers of times each speaker used these expressions. Thank you, and back to you, General Evaluator.
Yes, Madam Counter, the way you laughed, the way you giggled, I hope I did not murder your name. Well, forgive me. I am from the South, and our mother tongue has a way of interfering with names from the West. Ladies and gentlemen, my role as the general evaluator for today will be that of giving a feedback at the end of this meeting with regards to how the meeting fared based on pre-planning, presentation itself, which is this event, and post-presentation. By the end of the meeting, I'll come back with my team to tell you exactly how you fared in the different sectors and segments of this presentation of today. Over to you, my chair, Toastmaster Francis Eziabi.
It is with gratitude I say I am beholden to you, Toastmaster Ubongiyang, for letting us meet the meeting functionaries. And it's no doubt that your team will be beholden at the end of this meeting to give us a constructive criticism on our performances. But before we move on to the manual speeches, I would like to have a word with Toastmaster S.A. Okereka. Toastmaster S.A. quickly. I saw in a flash that after your name, there's a she and a her. Is that something I need to do too? Do I need to add a him and a he? Please.
Hello, Toastmaster Francis. It is an option to show when it is, it's optional.
It's optional?
Yes,
okay.
It is.
Okay, now we have Francis here with TMOD, him or he. All right. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for our manual speeches. And to kick off this segment, dear friends, it's none other than Toastmaster Tobiloba. But before she comes forward to deliver her presentation, let us meet her evaluator, and that is Toastmaster Adeshola Aladeshawe, who is a programs manager and voice artist. She is a member of BSN Toastmasters Club, that is Business School Netherlands, and she is on the presentation mastery pathways, just completed. She loves watching movies and stage dramas. Everything rises and falls on leadership by John C. Maxwell. We could have the same person that shares that. I mean, we could, have the same person that we believe has great quotes. Ladies and gentlemen, let's meet our speech evaluator for the first speech. Toastmaster Alicia will tell us why Toastmaster Tobiloba is delivering this speech.
All right, thank you very kindly, Mr. Toastmaster of the day. I hope I'm being heard. Please confirm that you can hear me, please.
Yes.
I can hear you. I can see you.
Okay, great. Okay, so Toastmaster Tobiloba this evening will be speaking from a pathway, but today she will be delivering a social speech. And the objective for that speech is for her to practice delivering social speeches in front of her class. I'm supposed to be looking out for a well-organized speech, a well-delivered, well-constructed speech with appropriate content for the type of social speeches that we're expecting her to deliver. It could be a toast, an acceptance speech, a speech to honor an individual, or in honor of an organization. She has 3 to 4 minutes to deliver this speech. I'm looking forward to how social this speech would be. So Toastmaster Tobiloba, I wish you all the best. It's back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster UCD Aladishawe, for telling us the rationale behind this speech. Ladies and gentlemen, Toastmaster Tobiloba has already been introduced, but she'll be speaking from the Innovative Planning Pathways Laboratory Project 2, excuse me, and she has titled this speech, Abosede, Toastmaster Tobiloba. Take it away.
Ebami kira mamami. Orishabi yao. Kosilaye. La 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 la. Oh, you were beautiful. So Beautiful is the title of the song by Asha, the famous Nigerian singer and songwriter. The beat of the song in English language means, help me praise my mother, for there is no deity like her in the world. Abosede, that is my mother's name. And I would like to propose a toast to her. The one to whom I am eternally beholden. Thank you, Mommy, for having me. Even though you do not like the song, for the hilarious fact that it carries the term Orisha, meaning deity in it, I just couldn't help but choose it because it flawlessly reflects my reverence of your stature and your might. In point of fact, it reflects my reverence of your entire being. And as the song rightly says, you are indeed beautiful. So, so, so beautiful. It makes me want to cry. I'm very privileged, absolutely privileged, to have the front row seat, watching you defy odds. And I am pleased to let you know that I have in turn reserved you a seat to watch me soar. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, please join me in raising your virtual and imaginary glasses to Abosedi, my mother, wishing her a bountiful reward of motherhood and a happy birthday in advance. Here's to mommy. Here's to wishing you a happy birthday. Age like fine wine. Continue to grow with wisdom and continue to be beautiful. I love you. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. And it's back to you, TM.
I am eternally beholden to the eloquence of your oration, Toastmaster Elizabeth. That was indeed beautiful. The symphony of your voice gave that speech a well-rounded meaning. Thank you for blessing us with that voice of yours. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are just joining us, once again, you are welcome to the Pecten Toastmasters meeting space. We have both the online audience and the physical audience. And what you have just experienced is a social speech that was delivered by Toastmaster Tobiloba. But what you have missed is the meeting inspirational insight that was given by the Vice President of Education on Flourish with Gratitude. And also what you're about to experience is another wonderful oration that shall be delivered by one of the greatest speakers I've ever known in my lifetime. But before she comes up to speak, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet her speech evaluator, none other than our past division director, DTM Chuks Uwamboezi, who is an energy professional. She is the immediate past division director, Division K, now Division F, OICT Speakers Club member, and has completed the innovative planning and the visionary communication pathways. His hobbies include experimenting with music and experiencing football. Can someone read his favorite quotes to me? Someone?
Where you're born is never as important as what's born in you.
Thank you very much. Toastmaster DTM Chuks Uwamboezi. Tell us why Toastmaster Essie is delivering this speech.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Francis, amazing Toastmaster of the day. Greetings, Pecten Toastmasters. I am beholden on the privilege to be with you today and even to be evaluating this speech. I think it was the great King Solomon thousands of years ago who said the end of a thing is better than the beginning. And that's what makes me excited, both of beginnings and of endings. What makes me favor endings just slightly more. And that's why I'm excited today to be evaluating Toastmaster Essie Okerika's speech, which is themed Reflect on Your Path. Now, what this speech is that she has come through 5 levels on that part in pathways called strategic relationships. And she has 10 to 12 minutes this evening or whatever time of the day it is where you are to tell us a bit of her experience, literally her reflection on what she has gone through over the past months, completing that part. That's what we're looking forward to seeing today. And that's what we'll be providing some feedback to her on by the time the speech is done. Thank you very much. And I know just like Toastmaster Francis has said, this is one of my most exciting speakers on the planet also. I agree with him and I'm in for a ride. I'm sure you are too. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, our immediate past division director, DTM Chuks. And ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't read the screen before you, yes, it is a speech titled Gisting Bridges, and is from the Strategic Relationship Pathways Level 5, and it's called Reflect on Your Path. Ladies and gentlemen, let's meet Toastmaster Essie Okerika.
In the poem 30th Birthday by renowned poet Alice Notley, she asks this question: may I never be afraid of myself. But Muhammad Ali, are you telling the truth? May I never be afraid of myself. But Muhammad Ali, are you telling the truth? Does anyone here know who Muhammad Ali is? You can answer with a yes or no or a wave of hands. Excellent. Muhammad Ali is a renowned boxer. And one thing he's popular for is always saying to never be afraid. You know, just do it yourself. You can do it. As someone who likes poems, who likes poetry, that question, may I never be afraid, especially of myself. But Muhammad Ali, are you telling the truth? Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My name is Esther. Apologies for the interruption while we try to get everyone muted. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My name is Ese Okerika, and I am delighted to talk to you about gisting bridges. Who likes to gist here? Raise your hand. Olem likes to gist, Lydia likes to gist, Tim Ubong likes to gist, Emanuela likes to gist, Pamela likes to gist. If you grow up in Nigeria, gisting most times has a negative connotation. People hear gist and they almost always think what we say in Nigerian parlance as apropos, meaning gossip, meaning talking about something that you probably should not be talking about. I like to gist. I like words, and as renowned writer Chinua Achebe says, he talks about how proverbs are like the palm oil that we use in eating meals, about how conversations are important in how we connect with people. And Toastmasters embodies the act of not just having conversations, but doing it the way Achebe says, having it well, thinking of it as, you know, palm oil with hot yam that you're eating on a very sunny afternoon, seeing it as a way to enjoy an experience. And gisting, gists especially, is my favorite way to converse with people. I believe that the way we talk with people influences how they connect with us, whether they see us as friends, as acquaintances, as lovers, as family. The way you talk to people can influence how they perceive you, but even more importantly, how you see yourself. While going through this strategic relationships path, I remember when I had to go through my Toastmasters profile and you answer all the questions and it suggests a path for you. I saw strategic relationship as the first suggestion. And to be very honest, I was very hesitant. I don't like people by default. I like stories. I like people entertain me, but I am not a friendly person. Do not be confused by this bubbly smile you see. So when I saw strategic relationships, it felt like, oh, we are back with the aspire to perspire, which is one of the criticisms in Toastmasters face. This performance of behavior and professionalism that it feels we all must show. But then I thought about it. If I am to meet my global world domination plans, I have to be strategic. I have to be able to connect to different people because I genuinely believe that for you to help in solving any global problem, you would need to lean on the relationships and network of people around you. My global problem I'm planning to solve, and I got to learn from going through my visionary communication pathway in Toastmasters, is with access to education and literacy. And so I saw how strategic relationships would really help me in that. In this journey in the past year, I got to organize a speechcraft session. It was one of the most interesting, stressful, and proudest moments of my life. Yes, of my life. Specifically because I was also going through a lot of transitions. I had moved to a new country. I moved to 3 cities in the space of 10 months, different cities, different weathers. I was navigating different jobs. And so going through that speechcraft and in a very short period, seeing the amazing growth of the speechcrafters and also the willingness to help and support of the mentors, it gave me courage, it gave me comfort, it gave me pride that when you pay attention to something, when you show up, your effort will not only pay, but like renowned philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche says, one replaces a teacher if one only remains a pupil. I saw my speech crafters become amazing leaders that are now teachers themselves. And it made me proud. It made me excited. It told me that, yes, my world domination plans are really going well. I am already building strategic relationships and I can see it panning out so well. The second thing I loved in Toastmasters was with us, my club, with the amazing community of executives and members, meeting 10 over 10 DCP points. The easiest way to say it is we made a first class in Toastmasters. Please clap for us. I am clapping even if you're not clapping. I was so proud because of the fact that I knew the amount of efforts and labor behind scene that had gone into that. May I never be afraid, but especially of myself. When I think of what Alice Notley says about not being afraid, us getting to that 10 points showed what we could do in the face of willingness to show up. There were a lot of speeches I gave on this part. I talked about leading ladies, the women who I'm learning from, who have amassed global careers that I hope to do so day. I talked about networking. One of the things that you learn when you move into a developed country is that nepotism gets another word. It is not who do you know, it is more what can you do and how do you express yourself. That also means the way you engage with people, the way you interact with them. I became a LinkedIn noisemaker, for lack of a better word. It means as someone who likes to share information, I had to learn how to talk about my points. And if I see someone who has a profile I like, say, hi, introduce myself. We all hear about the elevator speech, but when you're playing on a global stage, it shows up even more. I still remember someone who had reached out to me. I liked her profile. I liked something she said. And I sent, oh, a hi. And then she says, oh, hi, essay. Hope I got your name pronunciation correctly. Can I ask what interested you in my profile? And I was like, Oyibo people are so somehow. Oyibo now means foreigners. Because I was like, you don't know me from anywhere. You're just asking me what attracted you to me. Like, oh, please calm down. But you know, it taught me a beautiful lesson, just that conversation with Samantha. Because I had to say, why did I actually connect with her? I had to go back to check what I liked about her profile. And it reminded me of the quotes by Zig Ziglar, apologies for any mispronunciation, a renowned writer and speaker, where he talks about don't become a wandering generality, be a meaningful specific. Because one thing we learn in Toastmasters, especially when you start giving evaluations and feedback, is in how to be that meaningful specific. Don't tell someone, I did not like the way you sounded. Say something like, I think it would have been better if you had varied your tone while speaking, so we know you were not being too confrontational. So that was an idea that had been playing in my head in Toastmasters about being specific in my feedback. But now, with this strategic relationship pathway, I got to be specific with my interactions. Why am I connecting with this person? That question Sam asked me has now influenced even how I interact with people. It's fine if I like you because I like the outfit you're wearing, but I should know why. That specific thing that connects me with you. Outside of Toastmasters, there's also a lot that's happened while going through this path. First off, other than moving to a new country, was I had to get licensed, getting my Canadian board certified license as an environmental professional, getting my PMP project management professional. And then because I am someone who likes to understand things, I decided to do a 3-month intense data analytics camp. And because I also want to understand what's happening with AI. I do not know if you've heard of ChatGPT, but it is an open source platform that allows you share information. And yes, I am all for anybody can listen to anything I share on the internet. I don't mind. But I was curious about the behinds of it. And as someone who's interested in education and literacy, I wanted to just understand. As an environmentalist, people complain that, oh, ChatGPT is a villain. But I also know it has positive benefits for not just how it makes access to information easier, but it does that thing I like that Zig Ziglar says, that meaningful specificity it brings to ideas. So I decided to study up for Microsoft Azure. Dear Toastmasters and guests, as we say in Nigeria, local parlance, I saw Shege. Shege means I went through it. It means it was tough. But I was beholden to the $150 examination fee I had already paid for. So I knew that I not only had to learn it well, but I had to pass. And I think outside of my Toastmasters accomplishments in my personal life, that's one thing while going through this pathway I got to see. Not just identifying the specific reasons why I connect with people, but also deciding on how I build my relationships. If you're considering joining Toastmasters, or you're already a Toastmaster and you're thinking of going on a path, one advice I would tell you is something that renowned Olympian and athlete Serena Williams says: practice makes progress. If you asked me 4 years ago how my Toastmasters journey would have been, definitely not where I am now. But I have seen that, like Aristotle says, that excellence is indeed a habit. It is what we repeatedly do. It has shown up for me in how I network, in the people I meet. And guess what? Samantha, who asked me, why did you connect with me? We've become friends. Because of her, I got a free ticket to attend one of the global tech conferences called Collision. And I got free food all day at the event, which is something that I would always be a fan of. It might be tough though, so you have to learn how to weigh your time. Up until I moved, I was always attending all city speakers meetings and Pecten meetings. But I had to make that tough choice to decide, okay, let me be more specific. Which can I do? So I decided to alternate. I would always attend Pecten meeting, but with all city, I tried to attend once a month. There was also with leadership roles. There were opportunities to serve in leadership roles that I knew realistically I could not do. And I was just willing to say, okay, I can't do this with the time available, but I will still show up. I have new goals, don't worry. I am always going to be a Toastmasters, and I like to say my money cannot waste. I've already paid for membership till next year. So I'm excited to start another path. I'm excited to finally participate in club contests now that I am not a very intense leadership member. Don't tell the ESCO group. And I'm excited to write. I want to write for the Toastmasters International website. That's something I'm looking forward to exploring in this new year. Muhammad Ali, are you telling the truth? May I never be afraid, especially of myself. In going through this path, I believe that Muhammad Ali is right. And like the poet Ali says, may I never be afraid, especially of myself. There will be moments of fear, but if you lean on your Toastmasters community, you'll be amazed at how much you would bloom so bright. Thank you, and it's back to you, the Toastmaster of the day.
I knew I wasn't wrong when I said you're one of the greatest speakers I've ever met in my lifetime. And I'm forever beholden to experiencing you, Toastmaster Elsie Okerika. And you have this charisma that defines that challenges is the sweetest part of life. Thank you so much for gisting with me this afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters and guests, if you are just joining us, that speech you just listened to, and before I say that, I would like to say that Toastmaster Elsie, no one, I mean no one, has ever held me spellbound for 12 or for 10 to 12 minutes. I mean that. and you did justice to that speech. Ladies and gentlemen, let's move on. But before we move on, I'd like to say that our guests, you are welcome. So please don't go away at the end of the meeting, because we are interested in knowing you and meeting you personally after the meeting. And also, what you just witnessed, our dear friends and those just joining us, is a speech titled Gisting Bridges. Gisting Bridges, and it was delivered by Toastmaster S.A. Okereka from the presentation, from the Strategic Relationship Pathways, Level 5, reflecting on your part. And it's time for table topics. Don't go anywhere. And to anchor this segment, ladies and gentlemen, is none other than another charismatic lady who is a learning and development professional. She's a member of Lentor Toastmasters Club, and she's also on the Leadership Dynamic Development Pathways. Reading, brainstorming, chatting with loved ones are her favorite hobbies. Her favorite quote, ladies and gentlemen, is, "But seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and these things shall be added unto you." And that is from the Holy Book. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our table topic master, none other than Toastmaster Chidima Izzy.
Thank you very much. I am beholden to you, our dear TMOD, for the warmth of your introduction. Good afternoon, dear Toastmasters and guests.
Good afternoon.
I think I want to increase the energy level in this room. Okay, it's sorry, it's evening now. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening.
Yay! I can see that the energy level is increasing. Thank you very much for the opportunity to serve as your table topics master. How many of us have found ourselves in an impromptu speaking moment? Maybe we were just in a business meeting or we were at work and your boss just said, "Mr. Francis, take the next point." Or you're walking along the road and you see a very beautiful lady and you're like, "I need to speak to this lady." And you have to think of one table topics in 1 to 2 minutes. What you're going to say to this lady to help you, take a second look. How many of us have we encountered such situations? Anyone? Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. So my job here as the table topics master is to help us organize our thoughts, to think quickly and coherently. And since I'm the master of this segment, permit me, I'm going to tweak our table topic segment a bit. So our timer and our TMOD, this is me asking for your permission. Okay, please, I need to share my screen, but I can see that I cannot share because of the whiteboard.
Toastmaster Daniel, please, can you stop sharing?
So I don't know if we can put off the whiteboard for now. Okay, thank you.
Can share now.
Okay, just give me a moment to put up my screen. Okay, please confirm that you can see me. You can see my screen rather. I know you can see me. That you can see my screen.
Yes, we can.
Okay, so from what you can see on the screen, today we're going to have a gratitude treasure hunt. And you might be wondering, what is this about? We're going to be discovering some hidden treasures in our surroundings that will remind us of things that we're grateful for. So I know that some of us might not be at home, so please feel free to improvise with whatever item or whatever object that you're asked to select. And timer, I'm going to ask for the grace of an extra 30 seconds to allow our participants to get their item. So I know that the table topic segment is for 1 to 2 minutes and a buffer of 30 seconds. So please permit us to have an extra 30 seconds to pick up our item. So what are the rules of the segment? We're going to select a preferred flower. No, it's not because I'm wearing a flowery dress. We're talking about flourishing with gratitude. So we're going to choose our preferred flower, and you're going to be given a prompt. You have 1 to 2 minutes. However, you have an extra 30 seconds to locate the item. So I believe we have Toastmasters and guests. Guests, this is an opportunity for you to participate. We've had fantastic speeches from our Toastmasters. This is an opportunity for you to actually participate in this meeting. So I encourage us to take the bull by the horn and improve our public speaking and confidence. So we have roses, dahlia, daisy, sunflower, and hibiscus. Who is my first volunteer? A Toastmaster, if I may. Do I have anybody?
We have someone in the physical audience, Toastmaster Linus.
Oh, Toastmaster Linus. I am beholden to you for taking the first prompt. So which would you like? Please select a flower. Roses,
Thank you,
dahlia,
I'll go with roses.
sunflower, and hibiscus.
Roses, please. Yes.
Okay, I'd like to emphasize, since you're in the physical audience, you're not at home, so please feel free to improvise to get the item. So roses, let's see what's in a rose. Right. Books and paper hold knowledge. Find one and tell us about a piece of wisdom or lesson you've learned that you're grateful for.
Okay. Pomegranate, please. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I hold in my hand a book that looks like a journal.
Hmm.
And one of my favorite books, and it's still stuck in my head. I started reading it since I was 10 years, and I've read that book cover to cover for countless times, is John Plowman's Talks by John C. Spurgeon. And it holds a lot of quotes. For instance, one very memorable quote is that if you argue with a madman about logic, then it is no longer he that is mad. It is you that we should question your sanity. A lot of interesting things that have guided my life in a way was found in that book, because that book was about a reverend writing proverbs, practical proverbs to his congregation. And he did put a lot of humor in the way he presented his motivational talks or his advice. And because of my encounter with that book, I'm always almost curious to see anything that is written in any journal by any leader or any prominent person in the world. And that, Toastmasters and guests, is my experience and my lesson with books that I have encountered. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Linus, for sharing with us that impactful book that you have read. So yes, we are starting on a very beautiful note. Who is my next volunteer?
A guest.
A guest, okay.
Anybody in the room wants to go? Anybody? Virtual audience? Want to give it a shot?
We nominate someone.
Please feel free.
Virtual audience, so you can nominate someone. I would want to try, but I don't know. I'm a bit nervous.
Sisters Toastmasters, okay? Wow.
May you never be afraid of
Is
yourself.
that a Toastmaster, I guess?
Yes.
Wow. I am beholden. Please, what's your name?
So sorry. My name is Shakira.
Shakira, intended Toastmaster Shakira. I'm beholden to you for stepping up to take this challenge. So tell me, which flower would you like to go for? We still have our dahlia, we have a daisy, we have a hibiscus, and our sunflower.
I think I would have preferred to go for any color that has orange because I'm currently putting on orange. So in the absence of that, I think I'll go for yellow. That's another bright color.
Daisy.
So that is daisy. Okay, so let's see what a daisy. Again, please feel free to improvise because I know that you're currently not at home. Okay, so this one says, look for a gift you've received from someone. Explain why this gift is special to you and how it reminds you of the kindness or thoughtfulness of others.
All right. Thank you so much. I think the gift will be hair. Hair. Oh, my wish. Yeah, I mean hair. Great. Okay. If you would permit me, I would like to tell a personal story. So earlier this year, I was involved in an accident, and I am most grateful for the gift of life. Sadly, the vehicle was a write-off, but I was able to come out of the vehicle without any scratch. So fortunately for me, I had a lot of people around at the time of the accident, at the scene of the accident, to help me, to even volunteer to be witnesses, right? Because the state of the accident was collision, and the other party who was at fault didn't want to take responsibility, right? So, I mean, I was happy that the people around there who saw what happened were ready to even they volunteered to be witnesses. So I believe that is my submission. Thank you so much.
Wow, look at that. The creativity, the gift of air, the gift of life. Thank you so much for attempting the table topics, intending Toastmaster Shakira. So yes, I believe we have time for one or two more. So who is my next volunteer? Anyone?
I'd like to volunteer.
Yay! Our delectable speaker. So what flower is your favorite today?
Could I see the options again, please?
Oh, sure. So we still have our dahlia, we have our hibiscus, we have sunflower.
Okay, I'd go for hibiscus.
Right. Find an item that helps you unwind or brings you peace. Why are you grateful for the moments of relaxation it provides?
Okay. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. And this is an item that brings me peace. It is a paper art of a purple and white and blue butterfly. And I have it stuck at the base of my monitor. Most times, depending on whatever is going on in my life, especially when I'm working, when I'm in meetings like Pecten Toastmasters Club meeting, or when I have read an email that rejects me or gives me more work to do, I start getting angry. But then I just look at my monitor and I see this beautiful, pretty butterfly, and it immediately makes me feel better. I think of the fact that, okay, even if right now I feel beholden to all the tiny people on my screen and in my emails and Outlook, I know that there are butterflies out there enjoying the sun, helping biodiversity by spreading pollination and just bringing delight to the world. And I imagine I shall be free like them soon. I think of the walks I will take. I think of the food I might eat. I think of the beautiful color and maybe even plan the next outfit I might buy or borrow or steal from my friends. And it makes me happy. It automatically makes me relax. The idea that there are people out there enjoying themselves, there are butterflies out there bringing not just aesthetic beauty, but helping our biodiversity, our food, helping plants nourish that I might eat someday. And it makes me happy. It makes me feel relaxed. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the artist who helped in designing this butterfly. I'm grateful for the dollars I spent at the dollar store buying it. And I'm grateful that I get to look at it. It is something on my monitor that gives me cheer. So I would encourage you, if you find out that you work a lot on your laptop, you should probably get stickers of things you like. It might not be a butterfly. It could be dollars. It could be food. It could be a quote you like. Just having that would help you relax, especially when people annoy you. I unwind by the beauty of the butterflies I see in my monitor. Thank you. And it's back to you, our table topics master.
Wow. Who knew that Essie had a butterfly on her monitor? Thank you very much for sharing that with us. Timer, can I go one more?
No, you can't go one more. I think we should wrap up with that beautiful speech
Wow,
from
okay.
Toastmasters.
I can't
Thank
go
you.
one more, but I don't know if you have enjoyed this session as much as I have. We can see and have items or things around us that we have to be grateful for. Our treasures are not necessarily buried under the earth. They are just round about us. And I would just like to leave us with this quote. Gratitude turns what we have into enough. So that little thing that you think does not matter, when you are grateful for it, it makes it enough. And today we have practiced not just the content and the structure of our speech, we've also practiced delivery by using props. So thank you very much for having me as your table topics master. And it's back to you, TMOG, Toastmaster.
And of course, I am beholden to your level of innovation, Toastmaster Chidima. Seeing those flowers, those colors, I just kept smiling like a madman who no one knows what's amusing him or her. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters and guests, with that, we've come to the conclusion of our table topic segment. And I'd like to mention that we've had stellar performances from the beginning of today's meeting. We've had an inspirational insight from Toastmaster Olen. We've had introduction of role players from Toastmaster Ubong. Then we had scintillating speeches from Toastmaster Tobiloba and Toastmaster SL Kirika. And of course, we just listened to enthralling speeches from our three table topics respondents. And at this time, it's time for us to meet our guest. But we still have other segments to come. That is the area director's address, and of course, the evaluation segment. Let's take you to our screen. Toastmaster Olen, let's meet some of our guests. Thank you.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. It's always a great time to be back at the lectern. I should be standing there right now because you need to see me. This is lovely. Okay. Please confirm that you can see me and you can hear me loud and clear.
Absolutely.
Awesome stuff. Thank you so much. And our guest on the call, this segment is dedicated to you, including those, of course, who are in the room. We just want to say welcome. We're glad that you're here with us at Pecten Toastmasters at this time. Just thank you for making out time to join us in today's meeting. I hope you've had an engaging, entertaining, insightful, and wonderful time. Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, great. We're going to just take one feedback from someone in the audience and one in the room about how you felt in the meeting so far. Anyone from the virtual audience wants to go? All right. In the room, you want to give us your feedback as to how the meeting has been so far? We would like to take feedback. Do you want to go?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, do I need to?
Oh, yeah, please.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, good evening, everybody. My name is Temitokwe, and honestly, it has been insightful. I've really enjoyed my time at the meeting, and I'm very certain it's something I want to keep doing. Thank you.
Thanks. And with that, I would say thank you for joining again. We hope to see you at the next meeting. Until then, we would be handing over to the IPP for the introduction of the Area 17 director. And the person to make that introduction is none other than Toastmaster Ese Ogene Okerika. The lecture is yours, Toastmaster Ese.
Toastmaster Ese, you have the lecture.
Okay, so we save time. Good evening again, Toastmasters and guests.
Can you hear me now? Sorry.
Oh yeah, we can hear you now. Please go ahead.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I had lost audio. Our Area 17 director is someone I'm excited to introduce. Toastmaster Flourish Alamina Doctor is the senior health lead who specializes in occupational health, public health, and psychology. There's something missing. She's our queen of acronyms and our queen of giving detailed feedback. She is the immediate past president of Pecten Toastmasters Club, and she is currently on the effective leadership path. She loves globetrotting, she loves to journal, she likes to mind map, and she loves unraveling mysteries. Her favorite quote is by renowned artist Leonardo da Vinci, and it says, "Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication." Toastmasters and guests, please put your hands together as we welcome our area director, Toastmaster Folu.
Thank you very much. Please confirm I'm audible. Great.
Yes, you are.
Great. Thank you so much. This meeting definitely has been engaging, entertaining, and enthralling. Always a pleasure to be here. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests, and thank you, Pecten, for keeping the flag flying. Our theme has been, for the past two meetings, at least for this month, Flourish with Gratitude. And I've always been a huge advocate of gratitude, and I always say that gratitude should be an attitude. It should actually be a habit. Amongst the multiple benefits of gratitude, I would say it has huge mental health benefits. Think about it. Every day you wake up, just stay grateful. Like Toastmaster Francis said at the beginning, you're grateful not just for the good things, you're grateful even for the bad. Because tucked away in some of the very bad situations are nuggets, are germs, are pearls of wisdom. And if we do not go through those dark periods, how do we emerge as better versions of ourselves? Do you know that you as a Toastmaster, as a member, you are one of the 270,000 members globally? Think about that and situate yourself on the global map. Pecten Club is one of the 14,000 clubs globally across 150 countries. So this is telling our guests that Toastmasters, we're not small at all. It is a global institution, and we're getting even bigger, bolder, better. So really glad to hear the feedback from the last speaker who said he loves what he saw today or what he's experiencing and would love to stay with us. That's great feedback. And as we always say, feedback is the breakfast of champions. I'm delighted to commence my AD rounds. I'm a doctor, so permit me to use the term rounds. You probably are picturing, picturing me doing my ward rounds or something. It kind of feels like that, just that I'm not going around seeing patients this time around. I'm going around seeing great minds who are growing in the art of public speaking and leadership. So like I said, I'm delighted to start with Pecten. As it's always said, charity begins at home. If I do not start here, tell me where I would start. Toastmaster of the day, my fellow AD, please do not be jealous. Right. So over the years, it's really been great to see how Pecten has grown and the reputation we've built. One brick on another, one block on another, line upon line, precept upon precept. And if I could choose a song, I would probably ask the DJ to play Unstoppable, because I would say that Toastmasters, Pecten Masters Club rather, is indeed unstoppable. So keep going, we will get there. I remember when I joined in 2019, myself and a few others on this call, we were founding members, totally green. We're rookies, just trying to figure out what to do and so on. But look at where the club is now. I am beholden to Toastmasters for being a door opener in many more ways than one. I cannot count the number of times and opportunities that have come my way just because of the value and the experience of Toastmasters, serving in Toastmasters. Because in Toastmasters, we learn by doing. I always say to myself, learn as you grow, grow as you learn. As Area 17 Director, part of what my role entails is to support. I would say largely my role is to support. And who am I supporting? I'm supporting clubs, I'm supporting members, I'm supporting the division and district to the best possible way that I can. And as we know, support means different things to different people. So this support will be multifaceted. And I work closely with the club excos to see that the goals that have been set out, we get them achieved within the year. Sometimes you look at the year and you think a year is really long. Not at all. A year moves by really fast. And so we encourage ourselves to start scoring the goals really early so that you do not get to the dying minute and you're stressed out and you're running around like headless chickens. We will not be in that situation. So the support that I would offer as area director, area 17 director, would be along the strands of quality and quantity of our clubs, qualitative and quantitative growth of our clubs. How can we make our clubs more excellent? How can we have, or should I say, have that organic excellence in our clubs, create that culture of excellence such that people show up the first day, their first impression is amazing, and they cannot let go. And then, of course, they convert to members. How can we make our club such that every experience is worth revisiting? Think about visiting a restaurant and you have a really great experience. You would want to keep going there and, of course, invite friends and family over. As we set goals, we want to attain them. We want to attain these goals. We need help along the way to get this done. I am here as area director to provide the help needed. I do not know how many of us have watched the Netflix series, New Amsterdam. Dr. Marx, he would always ask, how can I help? So this is me as Area 17 Director saying, how can I help? And I'll keep saying this. Right after this meeting, I'll be meeting with the excos so that we can do a bit of a deep dive, know what challenges we're facing, know how exactly we can run through the year with our heads and our shoulders square. Of course, learning as we go along. Toastmasters is a safe space, a supportive environment, and I've always loved that about Toastmasters. I want us to remember a few things. I recall when Toastmaster Essie was speaking earlier, she said she would not stop at this pathway. She would keep going because she has paid her dues to the next year. She does not want her money to waste, of course. So I want you to remember the cost it is or it takes to be a member of Toastmasters. Remember why you joined in the first place. And remember you have an active role to play. Why did you join? You had your reasons. We all have our reasons why we joined. And we all have needs as well. We want these needs to be met. But we all have a role to play. It was Benjamin Franklin who said, tell me, and I forget. Teach me, and I remember, and involve me, and I learn. For you to grow, as an individual, as a member, you have to be involved. It requires your involvement, your participation, and your cooperation. We need everyone to step up to the plate, remembering that as members, as individuals, as our goals are met, then of club goals are met. When our club goals are met, area goals, and of course, the division and the district, then we can truly say we have had holistic success. Our excos will keep their eyes on the dashboard because that is what keeps us honest. They will track our progress, each and every one, so that nobody sort of drops the ball. We would have mentors, and like I said, sufficient support all around, so you would not lack support at all. Before I wrap up, I want to remind us of our values. I'm a values person, and I would always refer to the values as the GPS or the compass that guides us on the roadmap. In Toastmasters, our values spell the term or the acronym RISE, R-I-S-E. Respect, integrity, service, and excellence. I want to ask you, are you rising? How are you rising? How do you plan to rise this year? You will not walk alone because support is available. Let us rise together. How can I help? This has been a beautiful meeting. Thank you all role players for bringing your A game. I have thoroughly enjoyed this. And like I said, I would have a deep dive with the excos after now. Keep the flag flying, Pecten, and it's back to you, Mr. TMOD. Thank you.
Thank you so very kindly, Toastmaster Flourish Alamina, and I love the fact that we are your home floor. And we got the privilege to host you first. Yeah, that's a good one. Last year it was OCSC, so this year is our turn. We can say that with our full chest. I see the TM chicks laughing. Thank you so very kindly for your words of encouragement. And yeah, you asked, how can you help? I typed in the chat, perhaps a few dollars. Yeah, we could use those for supporting members coming for dues. No, perhaps. Thank you so very kindly. And just so we move very quickly, our TMOD seems to be having some challenges. So I would introduce or welcome back to the lectern our general evaluator to take us into the evaluation segment. And he's none other than Toastmaster Ubong. The virtual lectern is yours, sir.
Thank you very much. I love the idea that Toastmaster wears many hats. And you picked up a hat just at the right moment when the need came up. Without any waste of time, I'd like to call on the evaluator of Speaker 1. Please come let us know how that speaker fared. Evaluator 1, the lectern is yours.
Toastmaster Adesola, are you still on the call?
Yes, I'm here. Apologies. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So I'm giving my evaluation for Toastmaster Toby Loba. First, I'd like to commend you for the creativity that you employed in the delivery of your speech. One thing I noticed was how everyone seemed beholden by the rapt attention that you commanded when you started. You started with a song, which definitely caught me off guard because I wasn't expecting that. When I saw the title of your speech, I saw Abosede. I wondered, okay, who is Abosede? What are you telling a creative story? Are you giving a poem? And so I was really intrigued by how much you started with the song, and then you went deep, knowing that we have a global audience, so you would have those who do not understand the Yoruba language, which Abosede is transcribed in. I love the fact that you stood up to deliver that speech. It showed a command of the presence, of your presence, I beg to say. And so that definitely also told us that you were ready to give something. I also loved your audience engagement when you said, let's raise a toast to my mother, birthday. I noticed that in the physical audience, there were those who joined you in doing this. That was beautiful. What is engagement? I also love the fact that at every point in time you paused, which was a very beautiful way or a beautiful storytelling skill. So I'd like to say, well done, Toastmaster Toby, for delivering a social speech. I don't know whether this is your first or the second. I look forward to hearing the second if this is the first. What would I have loved that you do better? I don't think I noticed anything untoward. I think it was a well delivered and a very beautiful speech. Kudos to your mother once again, because that was heartfelt. And I wish I had something crafted like that for my own mother. So well done, Toastmaster Tobilova. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Demishola. Adeshola. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Adeshola. That was a succinct delivery, and you brought humor to it. Our second evaluator, DTM Chuk, my area director that year.
All right, thank you. Thank you, General Evaluator. Great to be back here to provide this evaluation. I think it is only fitting that we start the evaluation by, so I'll crave your indulgence. Please let's rise up and give Toastmaster S. Okerika a round of applause. Thank you. Thank you. You may please be seated. And those of us who are behind our screens and phones, I hope you could also participate in that, because it's truly a momentous occasion having someone complete a part, going through 14, 15, probably 18 speeches over a few months. That's no mean feat. What was really good about the speech today, from my perspective, the use of quotes was replete. One of the quotes that she used in the course of that speech was the fact that Proverbs are the palm oil with which words are eaten, the quote by Chinua Achebe. And she did not just use the quote, she lived the quote, because replete across the speech were different quotes fittingly used at different points in time. Another thing that was really good today was the pace. I know you were personally looking out for this today, and it came through really nicely. You paced yourself well, and because you did that, it helped our vocal variety come out stronger. And that was evidenced in one of the points in the speech where she referenced how Nigerians refer to gisting and said the definition was about talking about the thing you should not be talking about. The way you thinned out your voice there was really good. And that was because you were pacing yourself really nicely with this speech. What could you have done better today? Very tough at this level, very tough, but we keep challenging ourselves. The first thing is, and this is very subjective, I believe that we should learn as Toastmasters as we grow to avoid multiple apologies. Always find a way not to apologize unnecessarily in the course of a speech. And that's because it takes away from the power of our delivery. It's almost like you are heading somewhere and you take a detour, you pause on the road to ease yourself, and then you come back and hit 100 kilometers per hour again. So as much as possible, let's avoid multiple apologies when we deliver speeches. The second thing is how we handle distractions. Now, if we cannot ignore the distractions entirely, let me rephrase. At the base level, ignore the distraction. So that distraction at the beginning of the speech where there was a sound, ignore it at the base level. But if you really want to challenge yourself, weave that distraction into the speech and move on from there. What did I really like about this today? What will stand out in memory for many years to come? The audience engagement was good. How you connected with us, waited for our responses, and fed that back into the speech, really good. But even beyond that, it was really well constructed content that we saw today. And people who hear me a lot will hear me talk about how we we should learn to circle back when we give masterful speeches. And you did that today by starting with that quote, "May I never be afraid, especially of myself," right at the beginning, and circling back to that at the end of the speech. It made it memorable. And you didn't just leave it at that. You left us with a strong takeaway for us to all lean on our Toastmasters community, because as you have demonstrated today, it is not just about all the speeches that we give when we go through a path. It's about the life that we live, because that's what you told us today. Not about strategic relationships just by giving 15 speeches, but the life that you have lived as you gave those speeches from week and month to month. Thank you very much.
Thank you very kindly, DTM Chuk, for that often yet very encapsulating feedback. Ladies and gentlemen, now we have to take the table topic evaluator. Would you like to meet him? He is a sales and account management. He is in sales and account management, a Toastmaster in Lentor Toastmasters Club, persuasive influence pathways. His hobbies: reading, music, soccer, and fitness enthusiasm. This is the first accountant I see who loves football. He should be loving money more. His favorite quote: "We are what we repeatedly do. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit." And that's my Aristotle. Help me welcome Olushola Alakani. Olushola Alakani. Over to you.
Thank you very, very much, Toastmaster Ubong Yang, our general evaluator of today. Please confirm I'm being seen and I'm being heard.
I can see you, I can hear you.
Fantastic. A jolly good afternoon, a jolly good evening to each and every one of you. I am beholden to be in your midst today. I would like to start this evaluation session with a quote by Bill Gates, who says, "The only way for us to improve is through feedback." And so I'm just going to provide a quick feedback by some of our members that have given, that have spoken to us today on extemporaneous speeches. I love the way the Table Topics Master handled today's session. It was quite innovative. It was quite ingenious. And I really love our approach of using the aunts via flowers. The very first speaker actually picked a rose, and he showed us a journal and also spoke to us about a wisdom or lesson that he learned, which he is grateful for. I loved the fact that he was very quick in thinking, picking up a book or journal that was right there on the table. I loved the way he structured it. And I love the fact that you shared a book that you had read so early in life, and now that not only impacted your values, but also generated a lot of interest in other quotes and other journals as you grew. I kind of missed out your name at the beginning. I believe the person that spoke was TM Chooks, and I hope I'm correct. I tried to get you. Sorry?
Toastmaster Linus.
Toastmaster Linus, I beg your pardon. Please forgive me on that. A few things I would have wanted for us to do better. The audio was not very clear, and so I missed out a few things. I guess it was the fact that you weren't standing too close to the mic, so I had a bit of trouble picking up some of the audio. I also would have wanted to have a kind of visual close-up. I wanted to really see a lot of your body language. I love the way you actually did that. The one final thing I would encourage you to do is to use the word of the day during the delivery of your speech. But overall, I love the way you quickly talk through the question, picking up that book, very great, and how you quickly give us a quote that has impacted you during life's journey from an early stage. I love that as well. Fantastic one. The second speaker is intending Toastmaster Shakira. Thank you for courageously stepping forward and responding to that question. You picked Dizzy, and you were going to tell us about a gift, why that gift is special to you, and how it reminds you of kindness or thoughtfulness of other people. Thank you for sharing that personal story. And I am indeed grateful that you came out unscathed in that particular accident. Thank you for sharing that story with us. And thank you for sharing the gift of life, the gift of hair. And I'm really grateful for the fact that you demonstrated through that particular personal story the kindness of the people that were at the scene or around you at that particular point in time. What would I have wanted you to do better? You were a bit static, and I would have wanted you to improve on your body movements as well as on your vocal variation. Many times it appeared your story was a bit flat. When you were telling us about a personal tragedy, you could have used a bit of vocal variation, such as, I'm lucky I came out alive, and then use a pause just to drive home that particular point. The final speaker, oh my God, TMSA, congratulations on finishing your path on strategic relationships. That was a fantastic delivery. And thank you also for stepping up to pick the third question of today under the table topics section on hibiscus. And you were going to give us, something that gives you peace and why you are grateful for moments of relaxation. That was absolutely well done. I love the fact that you quickly picked a sticker from your computer. I wish I actually had that kind of sticker on my PC, but I don't have a big screen that I work with. I work more with a PC. And that was great. You did tell us about butterflies. You wove it into the environment, biodiversity, pollination. I love the way you organized the content. More importantly, I loved your body language. Your smile and your facial expression also went into elevating the quality of that delivery. At that level, there are almost next to nothing to pick out as areas of improvement. But one thing I would love to encourage you on is to use the word of the day. I didn't hear your use of the word of the day in that response. Unlike when you were giving your prepared speech. That is something I would love to encourage you on. Overall, it's been an absolutely fantastic session, and a big congratulations to everyone that participated in the table topics section. Over to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you very kindly, Olushola. I'm beholden to you for such an evaluation with such a voice, such organization of your delivery. Who should I drag before this court for not having a prefix or a suffix TM to your name? Tell me. And this moment we shall face the panel. Thank you very much once again, Olushola. Are you a Toastmaster?
Yes, I am.
Oh, please. That tag, TN, is necessary. Let's identify you. Thank you very much. Okay, now over to my casting. I have three beautiful angels here. Which one would you like to come first, please? I hereby will call on the accountant to please give us her report on how we fared. Toastmaster Manuela Felix, the virtual lecture is yours.
Okay, thank you so much. Today has been an amazing time, and so far, a few past filters and repetitions have been noted, and I'll be running them down briefly. So, from our speakers and evaluators, we have Lydia, TM Lydia, okay, she made the use of, and then we have TM Francis, the repetition of the phrase, all you city speaker for evaluators. Then we have Chidima, TM Chidima, she used the filter for 6 times, and then Adesola, she used the word I twice, and then air 3 times. Then I also noted them just once. So just a few has been recorded. So we did so well, and thank you so much, Valita.
Thank you very kindly, Toastmaster Manuela. You know the beautiful thing about being the accountant? No one gets to count your ads. But the other beautiful thing is when you are the general evaluator, you can then evaluate the accountant with 6 items. All right. I'll now have to call on the grammarian to please come and deliver her report. Madam Grammar, please, over to you. Hello, Madam Grammarian, are you there?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Thank you very much. It's been a very refreshing meeting. I'm beholden to everybody who participated and attempted to use the word of the day. To bring back this quote, tell me and I forget, teach me and I'll remember, but involve me and I'll learn. That is what we have tried to do with the word of the day, to involve everybody. So we had exceptional use of the word of the day. I'll start by commending Dr. Folu, TM Adeshola, TM Chidima, TM Essay, the general evaluator, DTM Chooks, for using the word of the day. But the winner goes to the TMOD. He used the word of the day to the point where it's almost faded. And I am impressed. So thank you very much and congratulations to you, TMOD. So expressions that stood out for me. There are too many things. Everybody came in throwing quotes here and there. In fact, if I were to give my entire report, we would not leave here today. But I would end this report with something that really stood out for me. And it was something that Toastmaster Essie shared. She said, do not become a wandering generality. Be a meaningful specificity. I don't think. Well, but please, if you did not have the opportunity to note it while she gave her speech, do now. Do not become a wandering generality. Be a meaningful specificity. And it's over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Madam Grammarian, for not naming and shaming and bringing us to the awareness. That lovely quote by Zig Ziglar, don't become a wandering generality, be a meaningful specific. who would have missed that. But thank you for pointing it out to us once again. Ladies and gentlemen, this has come my turn to deliver, but first, let me call on the timer. Tell us how we all fared with time. Madam Timer.
Thank you so kindly, General Evaluator, for that warm intro. So I'm glad to say that today I am so happy we did well with time. In fact, I am beholden that we did well to an extent with time. So I will segue immediately into giving us a report of how well we did with time. For the prepared speeches, the custom speeches slated for the first one, slated for 3 to 4 minutes. So TM Tobiloba spoke for 3 minutes, 40 seconds. Great. Thank you. Toastmaster Eseogene Okereka spoke for 13 minutes, 41 seconds. So it would have been so beautiful. Great delivery of speech there, Toastmaster Ese, but it would be even better if you do well with time next time. For the table topics, Toastmaster Linus spoke for 1 minute, 49 seconds. And the second speaker, intending Toastmaster Shakira, spoke for 1 minute, 14 seconds. Ooh, and finally, Toastmaster Efe spoke for 2 minutes, 14 seconds. Great. So for the evaluation session, the manual speeches, Toastmaster Adesola spoke for 2 minutes, 16 seconds. Mind you, this session was slated for 2 to 3 minutes, so she did well with time. DTM Chooks spoke for 3 minutes, 33 seconds exactly. Great. So for the table topic evaluation session, Toastmaster Olushola Alekani spoke for 6 minutes, 29 seconds. Great work there. For the report sessions, our R counter, Toastmaster Emanuela, spoke for 1 minute, 5 seconds. And our grammarian, Toastmaster Tobiloba, spoke for a minute, 53. So thank you, and it's back to you, General.
Thank you very kindly, Madam Timer, for that detailed report. Now, this is the time I have to give my report. Beginning with the theme, and it shows that level of awareness that was created for this meeting. The flyers were out on time. I noticed that the preparation for this meeting had started 2 weeks ago. That's when I was contacted for this meeting. And the weekend before this one, I felt, is this Tuesday already? This Tuesday, only to find out that it's the coming Tuesday. That shows that the level of preparedness the EXCO has put into this meeting, and it has reflected, having started the meeting 4:15 on the dot, with 15 members on call, 34 at some point, and right now we're 21. It shows that the job is well done. The theme, Flourish with Gratitude, has taken over my heart. But I think I missed out on one memo, the dress code. People came with floral adornments. Where was I on that one? Did we have dress code on the meeting flyer as well? Well, I'll get my answers soon. I want to commend the technical crew for something they are even doing right now. That giving us that privilege to behold the pace of the physical attendees. I am beholden to the technical team for such an innovation. And you could see when the speaker is up there, they zoom in, and when the speaker is done, they zoom out. It's like saying, come closer. I have something important to take you. Thank you very much, kudos technical team. We have had two interferences when the two speakers were delivering their prepared speeches. I think that for future hybrid meetings, when there's a speaker up on call talking, we should have people wait, have like the waiting room, and inform them that immediately after the speaker is done, we will let them in. Because most times people come into the room with their mics open, and that can serve as a distraction for a speaker. Imagine if someone was delivering an icebreaker and she came quoting all her lines only for such a distraction. Well, as you know, if you've had an exam in a tough situation before, all of that goes out of your brain through your ears. Great transitions by the Toastmaster of the day. The speaker delivered great speeches, but he made them look scintillatingly heavenly. Although I would have loved that he gave the audience an opportunity to also lend some form of feedback to the speakers. The table topic master came charging the room and took us on a gathering adventure. Well, it was impressive to Flourish with gratitude. Although the likes of myself and Etogene would have loved the flowers to be after or bono, flowers that are related to food. Maybe by then I would have volunteered to speak. I really applaud the DT and CHUP for getting us to give a standing ovation for that organized speech. The standing ovation is deserving for every icebreaker, even more when the part is completed. It's not an easy task to get through this part. And when you are there, you know that you want to feel recognized. And that's just about what DT and CHUP did that came out very outstanding. What would I recommend ultimately for the entire meeting? That we all did well, including the volunteers of the table topic and those who found the courage to step up to the plate. I would say that the role of the art counter also embodies a listening and evaluator's role. So that way we see who was actually paying rapt attention to the meeting. And also the role of the grammarian should also help us with a bit of our tenses and pronunciation and how we have structured phrases and clauses, to say. However, I do love how the grammarian picked out a quote, singled out the quote as a take-home for everyone. Ultimately, what a day to be visited by the area director who spoke so scintillating, so professionally, and on a day that I had the pleasure of doing a general evaluation. Please, should I come and be a member of your area, especially that you left an open check? How can I be of help? My dear, can you pay one subscription so I can come over there? Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a wonderful time sharing this space with you in Pecten Toastmasters. I am grateful, I am beholden to the entire club. I look forward to doing this again with you. Over and out. It's my favorite day.
Toastmaster Ubongi, I'll forever remain indebted to you for that wonderful evaluation that you just delivered. Hello, Toastmasters and guests. And finally, this meeting has come to a wrap. But before we close for the day, a quick recap of the major highlights of today's meeting.
Very good.
Don't forget, we had speeches titled Abosede and Gisting Bridges, which took us to scintillating table topics of flowers, daisies, and roses. And from there, we had an enthralling evaluation delivered by our evaluators. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Francis Ehiavi, your host. Do have an evening filled with gratitude. I take it back. The president or the vice president of education.
Thank you so very kindly, Toastmaster Francis Ehiavi. That last part, I'm sure a lot of us here had nostalgia. Yeah. You had one deja vu moment of watching the news somehow. That was so nicely executed. Thank you so much for facilitating this meeting. Pecten Toastmasters Club is grateful to you. And to our guests on the call, we can say thank you, thank you, thank you, and we hope you make it back here. To fellow Toastmasters, it's been awesome having you here, support us and participate. To our role players, I want to say special thanks, especially those who came from BSN and Lentos Toastmasters. I had to pull both president and vice president of Lentos Toastmasters for the meeting.
Give it, thank you.
And they were both table topics master for the VP and the evaluator for the table topics was the president. That's Toastmaster Lushola. Thank you so much for making time here. Toastmaster Adeshola, thank you all the way from BSN Toastmasters for evaluating Toastmaster Toby's speech. We appreciate you so very kindly. And the Zing DTM, thank you for joining us in the room. We appreciate you coming and evaluating Toastmaster SA's speech. To all those who took a shot at table topics, special shout out to intending guest Shakira for doing that and just doing that right on time. You see that this is how it is. It's not complicated. You just keep trying and you get better at it. So thank you for taking a shot at that. And with that said, I will draw this meeting to a close. We have our next club meeting on the 3rd of September. It's going to be a virtual meeting. And after that, on the 17th, we're planning for our Tall Tales and Evaluation Contest. You'll get publications to inform you about that. But beyond that, I am totally beholden to everyone who has made it to today's meetings. Our area director, kisses from here. We appreciate you. Thanks for making the first round to Pecten. And to close the meeting, I would like to share a tongue twister. Yeah, that's almost like our tradition here. And anybody, if you're in the audience or physical audience or virtual audience and you want to take a shot at this, please take a go. Who's going to go? You have to say this 5 times and you have to say it fast. Who's going?
I give up.
Anyone?
Local man is tired.
You want to go?
I will go.
Okay,
I'm available.
Go ahead.
Free strong shield shit. 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 Free strong.
All right, thank you for making an attempt on that one, but thanks for trying. So we have the intending guest Shakira who wants to take a shot at this. So you go 5 times fast. All right, thank you.
pre-shrunk silk shirt, pre-shrunk silk shirt, pre-shrunk silk shirt, pre-shrunk silk shirt, pre-shrunk silk shirt.
Okay.
Superb, superb. Any other person wants to take the last shot?
Like a Lydia.
Ah.
Did not hear his voice ever.
Okay.
Okay,
So-
give it a shot. You go. Pre-shrunk silk shirt.
Another guest at the next time taking a shot. Let's go.
Pre-shrunk silk shirts, pre-shrunk silk shirts, pre-shrunk silk shirts, pre-shrunk silk shirts, pre-shrunk silk shirts.
You guys are big everything. Remember.
This is so fantastic.
Nice,
Thank you so much once again for joining the call. It's a wrap, and we look forward to seeing you at our next meeting. Thank you, and you can, of course, unmute at this point and chat or catch up if you need to.
You have a draw country.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Wow, what a meeting.
What a
Yeah,
meeting.
Olem, you can stop recording. Bye, everyone. Well done.